Station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News.
It would not be uncommon for folks in our intelligence unit to be communicating with extremists.
Now at 10 on DC News Now, an indictment against the lieutenant in the DC Police Department. The charges against the 24-year veteran and why one law enforcement official says not to jump to conclusions.
And good evening, everyone. We finished out the week fairly on the strong side, right? A good amount of sunshine. Now our weather team is tracking widespread rain for your Saturday. We'll time things out coming up.
And we've got a brand new metro station here in Alexandria. What it could mean for the future of this neighborhood, that's coming up.
I think it's a way to fill these vacant storefronts.
And a push tonight to changing a cap on restaurants and bars ahead at 10:30. Why some D.C. residents want the rule to be reconsidered. Good Friday evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Flanagan, and tonight a D.C. police lieutenant is facing federal charges.
Yeah, he's accused of leaking confidential information to the leader of the Proud Boys, a far-right group tied to the Capitol riot in 2021. Reporter Mariel Carbone is live outside of police headquarters for us tonight.
Yeah, Mariel, court documents accuse Lieutenant Shane Lamont of sending hundreds of messages to Enrique Tarrio, the former leader of that group.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. The indictment lays out voice messages, phone calls, text messages, all over a year-and-a-half period between the two, starting in July of 2019 through January of 2021. That is just after the Capitol riot. So today, Lamont formally indicted for those conversations.
Certainly there were things in there that were troubling to me.
Things in the indictment against D.C. Police Lieutenant Shane Lamont, a 24-year veteran who served as supervisor of the intelligence branch. He was charged today with obstruction of justice for sharing sensitive information with Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio and lying about it.
There are times when we have people who don't live up to the oath.
According to the indictment, Lamont told Tarrio that a warrant was out for his arrest for burning a Black Lives Matter flag. The indictment also says Tarrio told Lamont information about the January 6th attack. The two sent over 500 messages back and forth.
It would not be uncommon for folks in our intelligence unit to be communicating with extremists.
Prince William County Police Chief Peter Newsham, who was chief of MPD during some of the time laid out in the indictment, says not to jump to conclusions.
What we need to find out, what was the communication and was it improper? Of the lieutenant that's involved is a pretty highly regarded guy.
Despite that, Newsham says having any officer on the force tied to an extremist group is a danger.
Anybody who's involved in behavior that's hateful or extremist gets attributed to all of us. The rest of the agency doesn't want to have these types of people on the department.
In D.C., the council passed legislation to prevent white supremacy on the police force. It's part of the Police Justice Reform Act passed last year, a measure Congress is currently trying to repeal. Now, Tarrio was convicted earlier this month for seditious conspiracy for his involvement in the January 6th attacks. As for Lamont, he's been on administrative leave since last year when MPD first got information that the federal government was doing this investigation. Reporting live from MPD headquarters tonight, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
And going further in depth tonight on the accusations against that police lieutenant.
Yeah, that indictment says among text messages sent to Tarrio, Lieutenant Lamont wrote this. Looks like the feds are locking people up for the rioting at the Capitol. I hope none of your guys were among them. Of course, I can't say it officially, but personally, I support you all and don't want to see your group's name and reputation dragged through the mud. In a statement today, MPD says it understands this case sparks a range of emotions and that the allegations against the lieutenant are inconsistent with their values.
Yeah, they also say they are conducting an internal investigation. Now, this is still a developing story. Of course, we'll bring you updates both on air and online on DCNewsNow.com.
And coming up all new at 10:30 on DC News Now, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser naming a new interim chief of police ahead of Chief Robert Conte leaving his post to join the FBI. Sean Benedict is the current executive assistant chief. He'll step into that new role next week. He has been with MPD since 2021. Prior to that, he was at ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, for 25 years. Our Leonard Fleming has that story ahead, all new at 10:30.
And new at 10 tonight, a new court order indicates officials with the Federal Bureau of Investigation repeatedly violated their own standards.
Yeah, the heavily redacted report says this happened when they searched a large archive of foreign intelligence for information related to the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Violations are also related to investigations into racial justice protests in 2020. FBI officials say the violations predate a series of corrective measures that started in the summer of 2021.
And the violations were first found in a secret court order issued last year. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence released the redacted version today in what officials say is in the interest of transparency. All right, and it's Friday night. Let's get a check on the forecast with our chief meteorologist, Nessa Webb.
Janessa, we finally made it to the weekend.
We finally made it. It is here. Everyone did that.
Yeah.
Right, it was that moment, and yeah, we're excited for it, but tomorrow we're gonna have to contend with some rain. So let's take a live look at what's happening in Hagerstown, Washington County right now. A few clouds that are lingering across our area. We kind of got rid of that haze today due to that wildfire smoke across areas of the DMV, and finally we're trying to clear out. Now we do have a wave of moisture that we're tracking in, but I think predominantly tomorrow, folks, this is an afternoon situation into your early evening, and then we'll be done with this, and then we'll finish out the weekend on the strong side, right? Highs today, we were back into the middle 70s for the district. The farther you went into Fairfax County, Loudoun County, 73, 72 degrees, and that's really seasonable for this time of year. Actually, we're exactly where we should be, and tomorrow we actually go up a few ticks. I think many spots going to be 5 to about 7 degrees warmer. There is a breeze out there coming out of the south, and tomorrow it's a hard southerly flow that's really going to pick our daytime highs up, and that's going to allow us to kind of push over the edge with a few spots touching 80 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. We'll start to notice a few isolated raindrops overnight into early morning, and then more widespread rain throughout your afternoon. Hey, we're going to go on a very long dry stretch of weather. I'll show you when coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. All new at 10, a huge fire in the Adams Morgan neighborhood in northwest D.C. D.C. Fire and EMS reporting flames coming through the roof of a 5-story apartment building. This is happening in the 2600 block of Adams Mill Road northwest at Lanier Place. 20 units are on scene, more than 100 personnel. This is an occupied apartment building. D.C. Fire says they have now knocked down the heaviest flames. We don't have any word, though, at this time of any injuries.
I actually drove up all the way from Richmond, and then I parked at Reagan and Ubered here. And I've always been a Metro enthusiast. It's going to be really cool to actually be able to board, you know, the blue line is my line, so it's kind of special.
Wow, drove from Richmond. So there are now 98 Metro rail stations operating across the DMV, and this morning, riders were able to hop onto the Potomac Yard station on the yellow and blue lines for the first time. Transit enthusiasts, like the guy you saw there from near and far, came to Alexandria to check it out, and so did some big-name Virginia leaders.
This is great news, not just for the city, not just for Northern Virginia, not just for the Commonwealth, but the whole DMV. We're going to create 13,000 new residents, 26,000 new jobs, and tonight, dear friends from Maryland, some of those 13,000 new residents are going to be FBI agents going to the new FBI headquarters in Springfield, Virginia.
Of course, a joke, or at least wishful thinking, at least, from Virginia Senator Mark Warner over the debate for the new FBI headquarters. The station is located between the Reagan Airport Metro Station and the Braddock Road Metro Station in Alexandria.
And the station has lofty expectations with this new connectivity. There are hopes Potomac Yard could become the next big neighborhood. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla joins us live from that Potomac Yard Metro Station right now.
Yeah, Max, good evening. We talked about what this all means for commuters, but there's also a lot of optimism for what it can do for businesses in and around that area.
Well, good evening, Chris and Thesmine. There is a lot of optimism. Some of the businesses are already here. Others are in the construction phase and their entry into this market just around the corner. But today and tonight, we got a chance to speak with people who live here now about their excitement with the Metro and also what they hope their neighborhood could become. It was a moment of celebration, but now the work continues. Building this area up to be the next big neighborhood in the DMV is a goal outlined this morning at the grand opening.
You look at a place like Noma and Navy Yard 15, 20 years ago, or McLean or Tyson's, look at them today. This has a chance to be like that as well.
Apartments are already across the street from the new stop, a shopping center nearby too.
I'm excited I can walk to the Metro now, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the future.
But pieces of the future of this area is still best shown in renderings, highlighted on fences outside construction sites.
I personally would love to see this become like a really great sort of mixed-use residential retail type area.
The next big project is the Virginia Tech Innovation Campus, a space for computer science and engineering graduate students. It's set to open next year.
Doors open.
The other hope is that this metro stop brings people to Alexandria, even if they work elsewhere.
I can metro to work now, so I'm very excited about that.
Paige Abradovich works in Roslyn. Of course, tons of jobs are coming to neighboring Arlington when Amazon's HQ2 is built, and there are hopes another major employer will be next to join the region.
Some of those 13,000 new residents are going to be FBI agents going to the new FBI headquarters in Springfield, Virginia.
So more of the same, Maryland versus Virginia for that FBI headquarters. But even with the FBI headquarters not decided, it has been projected that this is going to be one of the fastest growing areas in Alexandria, in part because of this metro stop, thinking of the proximity it has to things like that Amazon HQ2 National Landing, and of course the jobs that'll bring here to this part of Alexandria. Reporting live outside of the newest Potomac Yard Metro station, Max Marcella, DC News Now.